It puts you in a bit of a position, Pauline. You are the leader of the party. Your daughter is a hopeful politician in your party. What if she decides to go her own way politically on some issue? Who has the final say? Who's boss, mum or daughter?
No, it's a team effort. As I say to all my elected members of Parliament, you must represent your constituency. And I don't tell my elected members in WA, South Australia or Victoria how they should vote on issues. You have to represent your state. And Lee will have that opportunity as well to decide what is best for Tasmania. We are a team effort, and I don't put people up to be candidates for One Nation if we're not like-minded in our views. You can't agree on everything, but we sit down and talk about it. And before we deal with legislation in Parliament, we have a meeting with our advisors and Senator Roberts and previously with the other senators, and we discuss the legislation. We have our say about that. Then we come to a, conclusive agreement on how we're going to deal with that piece of legislation, how we're going to vote with it. So everyone has a say.
Pauline, just in case people were thinking I was being offhand about my brother, I'm actually as proud as Punch with his career. I mean, it's just terrific. We don't see eye to eye politically, obviously, on things necessarily, but he's a great guy. How proud are you of your daughter doing this?
You have no idea. I don't think people will understand, They have been through a hell of a lot, and I've been a single mother since 1987, and Lee was, 4 at that time, born in 83. So, they've had to do it tough. They've seen me go through prison and, they've had to stand on their own 2 feet because I couldn't always be there for them. And I think because they've had to take on responsibilities that other children didn't have to do, taught them that resilience to be independent and stand on their own 2 feet, and that's why I'm proud of them. I'm very proud of her, and to stand beside her on the floor of Parliament, it's wonderful. And I remember my mother saying to me when she saw me sworn in Parliament, she said, darling, if I was younger, she said, I'd be right there beside you. So I knew how my mother felt about being with me, and that's how I feel about my daughter. And I think she's got all the qualifications, all the capabilities of making a great representative for the state of Tasmania.
Lee, I was going to wrap up there, but I just want to ask you something, because I think what was done to Pauline with that jailing, I mean, it was later overturned, I know that, but it was so wrong at the time. You were you were quite young then. Your mother gets hauled off to jail. How did you feel at the time?
Oh, it was horrifying. I remember I was on a holiday in New Zealand at the time, and the court case, no one expected the outcome. At the time, Mum said, go on your holiday, all's fine. And next minute I get a call. So yes, it was devastating. It was unfathomable. I couldn't understand. And not just the decision, but to see someone, your parent that you love and respect and admire and adore, who's always been there for you, to suddenly be in the worst time of their life, at the most rock bottom stage, what she had to physically and mentally go through. Yeah, I was, not just the impact on me, but seeing the physical and emotional impact on my mother, not just during the time, but, the recovery through that as well. But it also, for someone to come through that and how they came out the other end of that, taught me a hell of a lot too. So yeah, it was hard, but it was a lesson itself as well about strength.
Well, Pauline,
we all have our ups and downs in our lives.
Is living well.
Andrew and I'm not the only one.
Yes.
Yep.
No, that's true. The best revenge is living well, they say, but I think an even better revenge is that you stand still in Parliament and may have your daughter beside you. That would be icing on the cake. Lee and Pauline Hanson, thank you very much to you both.